10 to 11 a.m. Well, it's Mark and Cindy, they've got a morning show. Every day I listen in.
Good morning, Montgomery County. You're listening to the Mark and Cindy Show live from downtown Conroe.
And it is a wonderful time. It's cold, and I like that. Actually, it's cool. And once again, I would like to... Yeah, the wind
is so bad.
The wind will get you.
Don't forget about...
You know, he who troubleth his house inherits the wind, and the fool shall be the servant of the wise in heart. That's one of the lines from the... Yes. By the way, speaking of something, this is something that happened yesterday. My sister Sue, I mentioned, from Washington State, sent me, mailed... FedExed me a box of apples, Honeycrisp apples at a tremendous cost. And anyway, and so I got one each I didn't get any for the children. I got one for Cindy and one for Dick. And let me tell you, these Honeycrisp apples, they traveled 2,000 miles transferring from one to the other. 4 trucks that were carrying LED TVs and tins of fruitcake. And also, they've traveled hard. Mine are still good. I don't know how these are going to be. Dick, there's your Honeycrisp. Anyway, Susan Mayo, Washington
State.
What?
If you don't like the apple, they've got the things that you can pop.
They do.
And I see there's some kids in here that we can give them to during the whole show.
No,
we do have, watch that, that's okay. We do have a couple of the grandkids of Cindy's here. They came to be home taught by me.
Lone Star Studios.
Which I'm going to get into.
Mark and Dick, caretakers for the day.
Geometry.
Who wants some some bubble paper?
I would like some blow.
This is going to be...
By the way, I hate to bring this up, but whose moon pie is that back there?
Moon pie.
No, never mind. It's not even back there.
No, it's not a moon pie. It's a whoopie pie. Those are called
That's exactly
whoopie pies.
what it is.
What's a
it's
whoopie
got
pie?
This much.
Don't ask.
Don't go back there. It's powerful. Anyway, Cindy, we got a great show today.
So confused.
And I'm telling you because you told me we do. But
yes, we do.
At some juncture, maybe now, I don't know. I've got to give you part of the results, or the current results, the status of the best hamburger.
I'm so excited.
Challenge. We asked yesterday for you to Facebook us a comment on either the Mark and Cindy Show, or Mark or Cindy Show. I like that.
Mark and
Cindy Show, or on our Facebook, our personal Facebook thing, your favorite fast food burger. And I will tell you that right now it is pretty close between, drum roll please, Samuel, Whataburger, sometimes called Whataburger, and Burger King. Those
Five
are
Guys?
pretty close. One vote so far for Five Guys. I never even thought of them as fast food.
Oh, we're doing it by vote. We're not doing actually by what's really good.
Do you consider them fast food? I mean, it's fast when you go in there, but it's still, you don't drive through.
Well, what would your rule be for fast food?
Well,
drive through.
They had to have a drive-through window?
Yeah. All I did is on the Facebook, I just mentioned several: Burger King, McDonald's, Jack in the Box, Sonic,
That's
Wendy's.
true. Five Guys has to be disqualified.
Yeah, they're too good. Their French fries, man, I would vote for ample supply of their French fries. We may have to do one.
They are
French
so good.
fries
And if
later.
you put vinegar on them, it is so good. Have you ever put balsamic or just regular
I really
vinegar
haven't
on?
because it sounds very silly.
No. It's so good. It is really good. When you go to Long John Silver's and they have that balsamic vinegar that you put over the fish, do you ever do that?
No.
Okay, if you take it and put it over the French fries, I mean, it brings out a flavor that you wouldn't
Yeah,
believe.
it's a vinegar
so
sour
good.
flavor.
No, it's very good. Please,
Cindy, let me ask you
don't
this:
mock.
have you had the vinegar and pepper potato chips?
Of course.
Oh, terrible!
Of course.
Absolutely terrible.
No. You must have the wrong kind.
Dick,
it must be
vinegar chips. What do you think? No way.
must be
Samuel,
maybe one,
it's a girl
maybe like
thing.
1 or 2, but imagine eating a whole bag of them.
that was it. I had one. I said, "This isn't bad." I took another. I said, "Whoa, Mama Lou."
It's kind of like dill pickle chips. Like I love dill pickles, but like the dill pickle
those
chip,
chips.
I'll eat like
they're
1 or
so
2,
good.
and then it's like nope, nope.
Now
I
I'm
love
getting
that stuff.
unhungry thanks to Cindy.
Okay, but wait,
It
let me
went from
take.
whoopie pie to vinegar on your French fries.
But let me tell you this: Bob Smiley put on his Facebook just this morning, and to announce to everybody that Taco Bell is having breakfast. And I thought, Bob, if you'd been listening to the show, you'd have found that out yesterday. Bob. And he mentioned on there that now everybody can have I'm not going to say the word because it's too early in the morning to say
Oh, yeah.
that word, stomach issues
Oh, yeah.
earlier in the day.
Yeah.
So he was being very facetious. I can't say that
I
word
can't
fast.
imagine. Well, it makes sense for them to have breakfast food because Tex-Mex breakfast food is pretty good.
The breakfast tacos? And
Tacos,
the
burritos, the what was their big rancheros?
Yeah.
Right, like
Yeah.
egg rancheros, which is like
Never had
salsa and peppers and mixed with your scrambled eggs. But no, I mean I'm surprised they really haven't gone for it. But then they probably couldn't make it cheap.
Well, see, what I did learn from Bob Smiley was that they're actually opening for breakfast. I didn't know that. I just heard they're getting the waffle taco, and I
Yeah.
thought, well,
It has to
that
be a
must mean
breakfast
there's
thing.
breakfast, but I hadn't heard.
No, it's really
Sheesh.
true. And did you know? Remember we played Miley Cyrus's song
Wrecking Ball.
Wrecking Ball.
Oh, yeah.
I
Remember
remember that.
Remember the when she did the music awards with Robin Thicke? Remember that? Don't go to sleep now because this is going to be
No,
interesting.
I'm doing the beat in my head.
Oh, okay.
Wrecking ball.
No, don't get that in my. And I talked to you about, that's so bad, and that was such a bad thing. And I know you didn't see it; you were totally innocent of that.
No, I saw that. Yeah.
Oh, brother, I was trying to give you a way
Only
out.
about 4 times, but you're right. You let Samuel see that? I am.
No, I did
Wow.
not. I
Okay.
did not allow.
Cindy,
I
staying
did
up
not
past 11
allow
o'clock.
that. No, I didn't allow it. Samuel, quit joining in. But the Robin Thicke and her did this thing. Okay, and
Can you describe it for me?
And now they're separating. I just want to let everybody know that they are separating. And so doing things like that with Miley Cyrus is bad for the marriage. I
Wait,
just want to let
he's
you know
married
that.
to Molly Cyrus?
No. He's married to somebody else, and they're separating.
They're separating. He's separating
Yes.
from his
I
wife.
didn't know they were together.
No, because of what Molly
Not
Cyrus.
because of-
Miley, not Molly
Yeah,
Mark.
Miley.
Sheesh.
Marley-
Molly Mark
Marley-
is actually on Marky Mark's show. She's one of the.
Her dad has brought back the Achy Breaky Heart
Oh.
with the rap singer.
I've
Have
been
you heard
missing
that?
that so
you missed
much.
It?
No.
It's
We
pretty
got the hot. We got
funny. Yeah.
achy baky. Yeah.
Okay, Mark, you're
I'm sorry.
so on top
Hey,
of it.
Cindy, we can't leave tacos right now. Please, let's leave Miley Cyrus. But I read on Hints to Heloise today the things you can learn from that peroxide blonde lady. No, she's just got.
She has white hair like her mom.
And she's
yeah.
sweet as she can be. She lives in San Antonio. Heloise
know
just
her.
loved the daylights out of you. Well, no, she's written me, called me, but yeah, other than that, and it was not for anything good. Let me say this. Somebody wrote in, and I thought it was pretty good. Have y'all noticed how your tacos, your crispy tacos, when you eat them, they just explode on you?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, you
yes.
can't eat them.
Yeah.
Some of them are, I mean, you can eat them, but you've got to just become one with the taco.
Right.
Some old lady wrote in, and I'm assuming it's an old lady because they're the only ones that generally write in. She said, here's what I do with my taco. Here's what I do with my taco. I put a flour taco around the crispy one, and when it explodes, it is
It's
confined
caught
to the
in-
taco.
Well, isn't that smart?
She's genius.
That is
This-
smart.
Anyway, that's what I'm going to try from now on, and I praise Miss Heloise for doing that. Oh, there was one other, Cindy.
Item?
Hints
Yes.
from Heloise. This lady also wrote in and said, after I make cookies or a cake, or after it's gone, the cookie jar, I take all of the crumbs, I gather them up, and I put them in a bag, and I put them in the freezer, so that at some time I can add them to a new cake mix, or I can actually make cookies out of a combination of all kinds of little crumbs of sweet things. Is that not genius?
Well, I think it would be, but I just wonder how long you could keep them in there that they would taste like the freezer.
You
after a
couldn't keep
while.
them as long as Frito. You don't even have to put in the freezer, but I
No,
don't think you can
no.
keep it that long. But yeah, I would think my freezer.
That would be scary
the
because
things I have eaten from my freezer, Cindy. The
Right.
age is just it's got to turn from gray to black, and then I won't eat it anymore. Hey, they're doing their multiplication tables back there.
you know what's
Cindy.
funny is that I forgot that we're on YouTube. So I'm just like the mom who's on the phone with their friend and the kids
Yeah.
are acting horrible and you're going like, oh, I know that. If you you wouldn't
Right.
believe all the things
Just
that I
embrace
have.
it.
And you can hear the.
You're
That-
gonna,
and they're
you're
just
gonna
like-
break this mic. You're gonna.
And that's what they're doing to the kids. I was trying to correct Samuel
Yeah,
and Cindy.
I know they. And that's my
And they know
fault. I'm
sign
supposed to
language.
be teaching them now. I just don't have the chance. By the way, here's a joke for all our young listeners out there,
Yes, what
Cindy.
could that be?
And I actually got this courtesy of the Houston Chronicle today, whose joke section
They're pretty funny.
is really stupid. They're getting better, Cindy. They're
Are
getting
they
better,
really?
but they used to, why
Yeah.
did the dog bark? Well, because he couldn't meow, stuff like this. This one's pretty good. Listen to this, children, or ladies and gentlemen, and their children. What is Dracula's favorite place in New York City?
I have no idea.
The Empire State Building. I'm
Okay,
sorry.
That reminds me of Cindy's stand-up at Do-Si-Do. It wasn't a big
I'm
success.
sorry I missed that.
Wasn't
I'm
a big
sorry.
success.
What do you mean it wasn't a big success? He does that, so I'll say, what do you mean it wasn't a big
What do you
success?
mean?
They were laughing. They were jeering. Maybe it was jeering
Yeah.
or laughing, but they didn't.
You know,
They didn't throw me off the stage. He was the one giving me the wind up.
They
Yeah,
threw
the
her
wrap
off.
up.
They gave her rolly eyes. Like, who is this woman? And I was like, that's my ex-wife. I don't know who brought her in here.
if it had been at one of the, beer
so
joints or something instead
mean.
of Do-Si-Do's
I've
down
got
here
so
and
many
serve food,
offers now to come introduce
I know.
people
There would be
that are not playing. Okay, no,
the
it's
drunker your audience, the more laughs you'll get,
Yeah,
and the
maybe
more
that's-
beer bottles.
They
you'll
didn't
get.
know that. No one really drinks at Do-Si-Do.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
weren't. They weren't
that's
a lot.
what
of-
I said. If
No,
they
no,
were
no, no,
drunk,
no.
they
There was
would've been.
there was one. There was one
There was
table.
me,
that had
jalapeno.
plenty- Yeah, there was one table had plenty of beer bottles. You could see through the brown glass, and it was really colorful. But it does help if everybody has had something to appreciate you more.
Yeah.
Okay, so next, Harold Ramis died.
I know.
Harold Ramis died.
Oh, that's right. Yes, he's still dead.
And he was just so young. He's
Yeah.
still what? What'd you say?
I said he's still dead. I'm sorry, I got that news 2 days ago. We're not this is not lake breaking, but he's one of the
That happened
few
yesterday.
stars who died recently that I did not realize he wasn't already dead.
You thought he was dead?
No, not Remus, but these other stars. Like when give me a name. Elvis. That recently some people died, and I said, "Oh my gosh, I thought they were already dead," and they're not.
Well,
I'll
that's
come up with it.
Yeah, you're right. There have been some people like
But
that.
yes.
that
And
I
which of
thought
his
too.
movies did you like the best? I wonder what you're saying.
The one, let's see, the one that he did with Bill Murray, wait, don't tell
Stripes
me.
or something?
No, Groundhog Day.
that
Day. Groundhog
was
Day. That was good.
good.
That was a good movie, and that's kind of classical. But Stripes and those things keep coming back, and they won't go away. And Ghostbusters, of course,
Yeah.
that he was in, and so those things were good. But he's being not heralded. Harold Ramis has not been heralded as a
enough?
great
No.
director or anything like that. I don't think he had that many movies that
I
were
think
great.
Groundhog Day is pretty perfect.
No, I'm talking about he didn't do a lot. He didn't have the volume of work that other people that get all the kudos.
Right.
But
he had a great comedic mind. This man did.
and great hair.
He also
man, don't
wrote a
understand
lot
it.
too.
Yeah, like Ghostbusters and Stripes and.
You mean he wrote books?
No, wrote a lot of movies.
Oh yeah, I was
Oh,
going to say.
yeah.
that
I mean, he
was a
did
writer.
Analyze This, Year One. Let's see, Analyze That, of course. Don't you like those series?
Yes, that was good.
So he wrote those.
Now, you know what?
Year
A lot
One.
of them.
Year
lot of
one,
them.
when he was telling them.
Knew.
I'm sorry.
What? What he was
God
telling
was
them?
telling them
he wrote-
that they have to be circumcised, and Jack Black standing there and said, "Okay, now wait, let me get this." Anyway,
One of
Now,
those-
what movie?
that was Year One, wasn't it?
I think so.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't see that
I think
movie.
And then,
Abraham was telling them
yeah.
that, and they were.
They're doing it. Who's doing first, right, or something like that. But yeah, he did Caddyshack, Meatballs, Animal House.
That's what I mean. He had a cult of those kind of movies
Yeah.
that
I mean,
during the '80s that everybody
He
just
directed Multiplicity. He directed Caddyshack.
Okay, he was the greatest
directed it.
writer,
Yes.
I think, in the history of Western
I'm just going
civilization.
through
We
it.
should,
I mean, he.
You know, I didn't see all those. You're right. You're right. I
Well,
did not
if you
see
had
all
a
those.
computer
If you can
like
count
Dick does,
five,
you would
if
see
you can
him.
count 5 movies someone's done,
You think that's enough?
that's enough.
Anyway, it was again the Empire State Building. I cannot believe that joke. It just.
Now we want to talk about Bullies when we come back.
Oh, crap.
And
we can do that.
I've got a great bully story, and this is adult bullies, and that's what we want to focus on. If you know one, or have you been one? That's the question to answer. I love this music.
You
Richard.
could
You're
win our
listening.
prize if you are a bully.
That's right.
No, that's
yes.
not true.
You're listening to the Mark and Cindy Show. Yes, you are. Enjoy the morning with us. Gather
This
around your
land is
computer.
a lovely green, it reminds me of my own home. Such children I've seldom seen, even in my own home.
Hello, this is Dennis Nelson, inviting you to come with me through the doorway of imagination and into the theater of the mind. The Players Theater Company Old Time Radio Hour presents a play every Saturday night at 7 p.m. on Lone Star Internet Radio. Be it drama or comedy, thriller or love story, every exciting episode is carefully chosen straight from the golden age of radio and performed live by talented actors, musicians, and sound effects crew. Every sound you hear will be 100% live and homemade. Anything can happen. So join us, please, every Saturday night at 7 p.m. for the Players Theater Company Old Time Radio Hour, right here on Lone Star Internet Radio.
Income tax time is here. If you earned less than $52,000 in 2013, Montgomery County United Way and Entergy, Texas want you to know how to get your taxes prepared absolutely free. Beginning February 1st, the Volunteer Income Tax Assistance Program, known as VITA, will provide professionally trained volunteers to prepare your return in a way that is safe, free, and confidential. And they will help you see if you qualify for the Earned Income Tax Credit. That could mean up to $6,000 in your pocket and in our community. Montgomery County United Way improves lives of all our residents by mobilizing the caring power of our community. We want all our neighbors to have the opportunity to live healthy lifestyles, have access to education, and to improve your financial independence. This tax season, don't pay hundreds of dollars to have your taxes done. Locate a VITA site in Montgomery County by logging on to mcuw.org or find a site near where you live or work by calling 211. And please remember, give, advocate, and volunteer. Together, that is how we improve lives and live united.
As I've ever been, won't you take me back to my old home? Jump up behind me, my love. Jump up behind me. Old Dan can bear us both. Jump up behind me. Follow this road till we reach
Welcome back
the
to
sea.
the Market City Show,
Yes,
ladies and
you are.
gentlemen. Fascinating
So
stuff going on.
welcome.
We're getting ready to talk about bullies, but first I think we should talk about probably the biggest bully in the history of bulliedom is the abominable snowman. Did you see on the news that guy that's transporting this body of the Yeti, except it wouldn't be Yeti, it'd be the Bigfoot, around? He's got the body of Bigfoot, and he's charging people $10 to see it. Only since it was on the news, now he's charging $20.
Because they feel like they brought some
He's
some
found
legitimacy
it. He
to
has
it?
got it. Yes, and he's got it in this coffin that looks like Joseph Stalin coffin, and he's laying there, but he looks like a really big fur jacket thing, like Chewbacca, and his nose looked kind of styrofoamy. And the guy says, "All I'm trying to do is make people think." Well, is this the real one? I want people to think. If you think it is, that's great. If you don't think it is, that's... Oh yeah, I want to pay $20 to see that.
Now, Mark, I got to tell you how long it's taken me to try and convince Samuel that there's no Bigfoot.
And
He has watched all the
How do you encourage them?
Discovery Channel, and all that, and watched all the things. Okay, we don't. Samuel's dying to comment on this, but so I've been trying to do that. Now you tell the story, and he believes everything you say, Mark.
Samuel, you must believe. The Bigfoot is there. He's alive. Not like
Thanks.
Megalodon. Samuel's big into Megalodon.
Yes,
that
he
is
knows
the
Megalodon.
biggest shark. It's like a mouth. It's got a mouth this big.
Don't
it's
get
10
him
times
started.
bigger
Don't
than
get
the
him
mouth.
started on Megalodons or Bigfoot.
Now,
because he
Bigfoot is
loves
a bully
Bigfoot.
because people mistreat him. Now, you're talking about real bullies in
Yeah,
schools.
these
and
are
all.
people. Well, and then sometimes the adult can be the bully
Mm-hmm.
to the child, and I think some teachers could be bullies. Don't you think? Have you ever
Oh,
seen
my
a teacher
goodness,
that's
yes.
a bully?
Yes.
And what is your definition of a bully? Huh? What is your, how do you,
Cindy, normally when you ask me a question like that, you need to prepare me so I can actually come up with an intelligent. A bully is someone who intimidates another one for the purpose, you didn't ask the purpose,
No.
to build him or herself up. In
You're
other
right.
words, by your pain, what I'm doing to you, it makes me superior. And it is very, very effective.
So people
And-
in roles of authority
Mm-hmm.
and leaders and things like that can use that power
Yes.
to bully. And I think teachers can do that. I saw one time in a lunchroom. I was having lunch with the kids in the cafeteria there at school, and I looked over and I saw a teacher where a little kid was taking his tray, and they were trying to pour the food into the garbage can. Well, some of the food slipped out on the ground. She went over and grabbed him by the scruff of the neck, as we say, grabbed him and started yelling at him for doing that. And he said, "Pick that up. You already picked that up." And he said, I can't. And she shoves him down on the floor to pick it up. Just pick it up with your hands. And picks it up, and then she jerks him back up, and then he's crying, and she goes and tells him stand in line. Now, that incensed me so, you know how I feel. I didn't have a car to drive up there and honk and say I'm going to call the police. So I thought, well, what I've got to do is I can't yell at the teacher. I can't say anything to anybody except go to the principal. I have to go to that person's authority. Yes, and I did. And I would have had him call her in. I was fine if you want to call this teacher in and let me say this to her in person. But I started out saying, if one of the kids, and I told the story, if one of the kids did this, what would you do to the kid? And she said, we'd have that kid just. I said, well, it wasn't a kid, it was your teacher. And she was like, say what? I said, yeah, your teacher did this. And I said, and I can't believe that you would find this okay. And she goes, well, of course not. We'll get that teacher in there.
Great strategy.
And we'll bring that
like
teacher in.
Nathan the prophet.
Well, write that down, would you? And okay. So anyway, they can be that type of person. Now, someone who's bullied me as at work. Have you ever had anybody bully you at work?
No.
No. Okay. So see, and a guy usually wouldn't. You know, you are less to be bullied than a woman would. So when I was working at Time Warner, we had a salesman that was the biggest bully of all. And he was so insecure. You're exactly right. I think that's why people do that. He was a little short guy, and he was bald. I don't think that had anything to do with it. But he screamed at everybody. And most everybody that he was screaming at were all women that he was doing this to. And he had a female boss, which was really funny. She was much taller than he was, and she was a healthy woman. Not a healthy woman.
Oh yeah,
and so they
just a second, I got to get this out of my.
They would have screaming matches, and his language was horrible. He cursed every word that you can think of, and they didn't do anything. They let him do this. So he came into my office one time mad about something that he thought I had done. I hadn't done this. This wasn't, it was whatever information he got, who told him that it was wrong. But he wasn't going to let anybody say anything, because he comes in and immediately starts in on me and starts cursing and dragging God's name and Jesus' name throughout the whole conversation. And I am so astounded, because nobody gets mad at me, but this guy is just letting me have it, and everybody can hear it. And then he walks out of my office and goes into his office and slams the door. I sat there for a while and trying to process everything that just happened, and I went over and I went and got one of my photographers, and he's a big guy, real tall guy and big guy, and he knows how to sling some words around. And he's always getting in trouble for me, like, don't talk like that. We're not going to do that on site. But anyway, so I said, did you hear what he just said? And he says, yeah, I was about to come out here and just beat him out. I
This
said,
close.
Yeah, but I said, I have something better for you to do, and it's more in line with what you like to do. I'm going to have you say all the words I can't say. So I'm going to take you with me. And before I told God, I said, please, God, could you put your hands over your eyes for this? I don't want you to see this, but I've got to. I can't let this guy get away with this. And I went in and opened the door, and he starts out with, what you doing? So I said, hang on just a minute. And I pulled this guy in, and he's standing next to me, and I said, I want to tell you something. You little, and I would point to the guy, and the guy would go, back to fire. And I said, if you ever come into my office and say those words and talk to me like that, I am going to
down your neck. Yes.
Yeah, I said, I'm going to tell you something. I am warning you. I'm going to stop praying for you. I'm going to let Satan go ahead and take the rest of your miserable little soul that you have left and take it. I am so disgusted with you doing all this. And I said, so listen, this is the last time I'm ever going to come and tell you this again. All right? So don't come in my office. You're not allowed in my office. And I said, and now I've got to go pray for forgiveness for what I made this guy do. And I walked out, and his mouth was like that the whole time. He was going, it's like he didn't know whether I was kidding.
Yeah.
And because they never heard me, I hadn't said anything bad, but they knew I wouldn't do that. But to hear this other guy just and he walked away and said, I feel so good. Thank you for letting me do that.
That is ingenious, Cindy.
It was, but I did have to pray for forgiveness.
Yeah.
But he never ever bothered me again. We became very good friends.
Get out of here.
And it was fine. But that's how I took care of that boy.
Yeah. Confrontation. That's hard to do. I know I know some family members of mine that have, in their case, they work with women, and there are women that just go crazy too. And
no, women can be bullies.
If you have to raise your voice to someone, you're doing it wrong. I mean,
I think you're right.
And to constantly scream, that just means this other person to get heard has got to raise his or her voice some, and it's just ridiculous. And it's best policy, ignore. But that, I could not ignore. Somebody comes in my office and does something like that.
No, he had to pay attention to me, and this other guy. But I think that, like when you are in a position of authority, and like you were a teacher for a long time, and you have to maintain, of course, the class and getting them to obey you and discipline and all that. I understand that. That's part of it. But this is the going above and beyond and just using your power to make you feel better about yourself.
Yeah.
That's what drives me crazy.
The sense of, as a child in school and all, of being fearful of bullies, you know where they are, you don't want to make eye contact, that sense is very powerful, and I cannot explain. I would used to keep telling myself, well, what are they going to do? They're not going to kill me, are they? They're not going to hit me real hard, will they? But and that's the thought, that I'm powerless there, and the thought that they're going to shame me in front of everyone, and because that's what they do.
And that's what makes them feel better about themselves.
Yeah.
Well, in school, I feel so sorry for kids that have to deal with bullies. And I asked Chad one time, I said, how do you deal with this? Have you ever gotten in a fight or anything? Because they would never tell you, like, what happened today? Nothing. He said, when I was going to school, first thing you do in junior high, first day in junior high, you go seek out the biggest guys and become friends with them. And immediately you start talking to them, you start bragging on them and telling them how great you think they are and all that. And that's what you do. And you sit with them at lunch. And that's what keeps you protected. So they go and find their little bodyguards, seek out their bodyguards, and they don't have to have any problem with it. But I think that's awful.
It is. What did you do in prison? I mean, how does that work?
Well, when I was...
This is a joke. Cindy was not in...
No, but
Can you imagine what that would be like?
But I grew up as a real bad tomboy. I was so bad. And here's what I would do. I couldn't stand for somebody to be beat up or anything like that. So what I did was somebody beat somebody up, I go grab them and I throw them on the ground and I just let them have it, and just thinking that was justified for me to do what I was doing. It was just bad. Yeah, so I think that's, well, we got to, I figured that out after I grew up. And the boys, around that summer of when they turned 13, they hit harder than I could hit.
And they start hitting in the face. And
yeah.
that.
It wasn't a good time. So I learned my lesson on that. I stopped using those kind of tactics. But anyway, we're going to be coming back from a break and talk about there's all different kinds of bullies, but we got more information
There's
happening.
also a lot of gold.
And there's look, he's bullying me.
He is. He's gave you the stink eye. It's what he did.
We'll be right back. The Mark and Cindy Show.
Had my chance to run free, burning hot beneath the sun.
Hi, I'm Joyce with the Corner Pub in downtown Conroe. We're located at the corner of Simonton and North Main, just across the street from the courthouse. The week starts off Monday with open mic hosted by Alan, and Tuesday nights open mic hosted by Jeremy Bankhead. And on Thursday evening, McFarland Jams. There's nightly drink specials available every night, all night. And don't forget, live entertainment every weekend. To see a full list of events, visit our website at thecornerpubinconroe.com. So come join us at the Corner Pub, where the deli is open late.
The East Texas Dream Center, conveniently located at 301 South First Street, Conroe, Texas 77301, relies solely upon the generosity of those who are led to contribute. We are a Christian organization that houses women and children who are trying to get their lives back after being homeless, abused, or addicted. Your financial contributions are tax deductible. We are recognized by the IRS as a tax-exempt organization under Section 501c3. With faith, hope, education, and a lot of love, we seek to lead individuals towards self-sufficiency so they can become contributing members of society. Your generous gift will help women and children in our community. Please visit our website to find ways to donate or volunteer. Our website is www.easttexasdreamcenter.org. Again, the website is www.easttexasdreamcenter.org. A telephone number where you can reach us is 281-601-6800. Thank you and have a blessed day.
Freezing cold and wintry. Jump up behind me, my love. Jump up behind me.
Good morning again, everybody. You're on the Mark and Cindy Show on Lone Star Internet Radio, and we're so happy to be here. This is your robotic host, yes, coming to you live. And you know what today is?
It is
February 26th.
Honeycomb Apple Day.
It's Hump Day. Yeah, that's right. I can't wait to eat this apple as soon as
Wednesday?
we go. It's Wednesday. Wednesday. Oh, there you go. Sue, sweet Sue, that was a bite
That
of the
was
Honey
a
Crisp
Honey
apple.
Crisp just for you.
We're just trying to prove we're not robots.
Yeah,
That's right.
exactly. This is
not, the computers that make you look at those weird drawings and you have to say what letters they are so that they know that you're a real person, not a computer.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Some of them are tough.
I know. Why do they do it like that?
Yeah, the capital. Some capitals don't look.
Yeah, don't try and trick me.
Always get
I'm on your side. Don't do that to me. I have one more story about what may not sometimes be recognized as bullying, but I think that it is. The Arizona.
Cindy and I are parting ways right now with
No.
respect to what she's getting ready to say. But go ahead.
No, you're gonna be wrong.
Oh, okay.
Wait a second. What's going on in Arizona?
Arizona is the governor is waiting to sign a law in, or not sign a law in, or veto a law that says businesses can refuse to do business with people that may be that are not what they feel like they should be doing business or promoting because of their religion.
You mean, aren't you allowed to do that anyway? You can refuse business to anybody.
No, you can't. No, you can't. It's
You
against
can't?
the law. No, and
So as a restaurant, you can't refuse.
those
Those
signs
guys-
got taken down.
Yeah, carrying a gun or.
That's right.
Yeah, they did have signs
That's right.
used to.
We reserve the right to refuse.
I'm gonna look this up.
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead.
you.
All right. And in Arizona, merchants came to the legal framework of the legislation and said we need a law to protect us so that we're not sued by people that we don't want to do business with, or it goes against our religion to do business with them.
Gay people is mostly what they're in reference to.
Right. And so
And Muslims. I
this
imagine.
this got the gay community up in arms again and got really upset and saying you can't do this. Why, if I was gay, I'd want to go to somebody that does not want to do that? I don't understand. There's plenty of places out there, but I understand this, and I think this is what you're going to tell me. This is a business that's open to the public. You cannot pick and choose who's going to come in there. Why not go private? If I have strong religious beliefs and I do not want, and I understand their feeling, like I'm not going to go put on a wedding for somebody that I feel like same-sex marriage is wrong. I don't want to be forced by my government that I have to do that. It goes against my religious beliefs, and I think we're protected that way. But do it as a private business, and then you can do whatever you want to do. But you open your doors to the public. You can't shut that door to some people. So it doesn't make sense to me that she would not veto it for that, because these are public businesses. But now the NFL or the commission who decides who has the Super Bowl, whoever makes that decision, has said now that the Super Bowl is supposed to be in Arizona next year. And they're saying they will pull it. If she doesn't veto this law, they're pulling it. Well, then what are they doing more different than what they're saying these businesses are doing? They are doing the same thing. They're saying like if you don't do business with us, or you don't do the business the way we want you to do it, we're not going to keep away. We're going to take away what we were going to give you, and this is going to be great for your state. It's blackmail. It's just, I can't believe it's okay for them to to do that, and no one called them out on it, as it is for her to say, here's a bill that keeps certain people out of your business. You can't disagree with what I'm saying, because I am probably more on what your side would be, right?
No.
You disagree with me?
The Super Bowl was selected. They elected towns based on different criteria. Had they known this was going to be one of the criteria, Phoenix or wherever would have never been chosen. But let me say this, that same strategy when I was a child, I used it. I remember Meredith, James Meredith, trying to go into Alabama University or Mississippi State, wherever he was. And my thought was that, why would he even want to go? He's a black man. Why does he want to go where all those white people are? And seeing those black people in the restaurant and people throwing stuff at him, why do they want? They were making a stand. And right now what he is saying is, gay person, or you get, first of all, how the heck do you tell? Plus, unless you say gay person, they can go back to say, hey, I don't like a black person.
Well, this is
I don't
for their
like
wedding.
whatever.
They came in and said they want a cake and they want this for their wedding, that they're getting married.
Yeah.
So the person said, I don't believe in that. So I can't do that. It goes against my religious beliefs.
I understand where you're coming from. And by the way, speaking of this, it has a lot to do with conservative and liberal. And by the way, if you will get a ballot ahead of time for this upcoming primary election, you will see some propositions, they will become law in the Texas Constitution. For the Republican Party, here's what they're interested in. They've got a list of several. The Democrats, here's what they're listed in, what they stand for. And if whichever passes, it will be a part of the 800 amendments to the U.S. Constitution. If you don't know where you stand or on anything, read those propositions, and it will tell you, oh, my goodness, that supports exactly what I want. That's your party. Oh, right. No, I can see this. Anyway, that's what you need to do. This would, even many Republicans are running or telling the governor, you better not let this thing pass. It is going to hurt this state big time.
I'm saying.
But what pressure are you going to use? And once again, it's not a public. The public can go and say, hey, I'm going to not go into Arizona anymore if I want.
Right.
And they have that right to do that. She has the right to keep people out. It's a law.
Right.
But it's up to her to do it or not do it. If she doesn't do it, the wrath of whatever will come down. If she does do it, veto it, probably be better for her.
So so far, I've only found one thing that you can legally refuse people into your business if they're a non-paying customer.
Whoa, Mama Lou.
Is that what you found?
That's the only thing I found. That's the only way you can turn away.
And that's
interesting.
You can change that with the constitutional amendment. And in the South, we could get that passed probably. But I don't know overall. It takes 3-4 states.
So I'm saying, if you have that strong of belief, and you can, opening your business up to the public, and you don't want to serve everybody, and you don't want, because like if you had cakes up on the shelf and somebody came in and bought the cake, and they took the cake home, you don't know what they've done with it, who they are, what they're doing. You don't know. You don't care. That's not part of the business.
Well, what do you think about people who do like by appointment only?
Well, that's what I'm saying. If you had a private business, and it was word of mouth or something like that, so that you didn't run into that problem and you wouldn't have to refuse somebody. Because, what everybody's saying is, why would you open a business and then refuse business? That's stupid. So, based on that ground.
What you're saying is right about alternatives. Like in Bristol, Oklahoma, my family's hometown. I wasn't born in Oklahoma, but most of the other haters were. They had a swimming pool. It was Olympic size. It was wonderful. And son of a gun, whenever Civil Rights Act passed and all of this, they would not allow blacks in the pool for a good while until finally federal mandate comes out and says, yes, you are.
Right.
And what happened is the city of Bristol, Oklahoma said, okay, here's the deal. We are going to make another swimming pool, and it's going to be by membership only. If you must apply, and if you're a black person, you're not going to be in our club. So they still maintain a pool even better than the Olympic one, allowing only whites in. So you can do that, and I'm sure the fact that they paid some city money to build it probably was unconstitutional, but anyway, they circumvented it.
Right. But what I'm saying is there has to be a point where I've got to be able to say what my religion tells me not to do and be able to act upon that. And And you don't need to protect me. God protects me. You know, like if the government wants to protect me from people coming and killing me because I feel that way, you know, that's fine. But the deal is that you have a religious stance on something and you have biblical basis for it, and that's what you believe. And you don't want to hurt anybody's feelings or anything like that. But this is something I can't condone. And if I condone it, then it's just as bad as me saying it's okay. If somebody can't do that in America, where we have so much freedom, that it doesn't make sense to me that you can't find a way where, like, okay, I'll do this privately. I'm not going to open up my business and tell people they can't come in and all this. I'll do this on an appointment base by base, like that. And just women only.
You know,
and no, but I mean,
I can only assume your example is Christ, who rejected so many people because of their sex leanings and because of what they were accused of and all. Where is your biblical support
I'm not really
for something
following
like
that.
this?
For a business?
For saying, hey, I do not, if I don't want to do this, okay, why is it you don't want to? Because you're thinking somebody
says... A great example, Mark, is the bridal industry. Because a lot of people who run bridal places, that's actually that's what I was reading. One of the biggest cases where it comes to discrimination is bridal places, because people come in and it's like, oh, we're getting married, and like, oh, we don't support same-sex marriages. So that's one of the biggest institutions they have a lot of cases on, just because the right to refuse, you know, they challenge that all the time. So there you go. There, I was giving y'all something to talk about.
If I felt that was wrong, because the Bible says, I believe that there are bases in the Bible that says that's wrong. If I believe that, and that's where my basis of that, and I can't.
Is the Son of God. Faith. That is what's doing it. Act like you believe it. This is going to be taken care of. I'm going to get through this. I may be scarred, mangled, but I'm getting through this because it's not me, it's God. And what's in me is stronger than that obstacle that's out there.
I think a lot of people have trouble with the concept of faith, but when we go to the gas station and put that, we just have faith that that's really gas that's going in there.
That's right.
And when we
when
we eat that dinner that we order, and we know that it's all good and it's fine. So I think we have a lot of faith in a lot of things that we've already practiced, and for goodness sakes, we should be able to put that faith in God and say, God, you got this. You're going to do it. And everybody go out and make this a wonderful day. It is your day. You've got the choice. You can do it. It's a little cool, a little windy, but that's okay. You can. It's going to be going away pretty soon. We love you, but God loves you more. See you tomorrow.
Well, it's Mark and Cindy. They've got a morning show. Every day I listen in. We're going to talk about what's going on in town. You never know who's going to come around.